A single blinding flash of lightning strikes the ice, and a massive boulder simply ceases to exist. This map shows the Norse cosmos. In the center sits Asgard, home of the gods, surrounded by Jotunheim, a chaotic wasteland of giants. The borders hold strictly because of one strategic deterrent. Mjölnir functioned as the ultimate defense system, preventing Asgard's collapse. Away from the battlefield, the Norse people revered this same weapon as a divine instrument. They called upon it to hallow their most intimate civilian moments, from the naming of a child to the finality of a funeral pyre. Then, one morning, Thor wakes up. He reaches for his belt and grasps at empty air. Mjölnir is missing. With the hammer gone, the deterrent vanishes. Asgard sits open to an invasion that could end the Age of the Gods. Faced with the collapse of his home, Thor knows brute strength cannot solve a stealth problem. He pivots to the one mind devious enough to navigate a cosmic theft, the trickster, Loki. Loki borrows a magical falcon cloak from the goddess Freya and flies deep into giant territory to gather intelligence. He quickly tracks down the culprit. Thrym, the giant king, admits to stealing the weapon. He has buried it 8 leagues beneath the earth, out of reach. Thrym dictates a single condition for its return. He demands the goddess Freya be delivered to Jotunheim to become his bride. The giants have exploited Asgard's missing defense system. By holding the hammer hostage, they have forced the gods into a corner where a frontal assault guarantees destruction. Brute force is no longer an option. When Loki delivers the ransom terms, Freya refuses. Her rage shakes the halls of Asgard, trembling with such force that her legendary golden necklace snaps and shatters across the floor. With time running out, the visionary god Heimdall proposes a radical alternative. Since Thrym expects a bride, they will send him one. Thor must put on a dress, wear a delicate veil, and take Freya's place. Look at how Thor is traditionally depicted, a fierce warrior striking down his enemies. Being draped in bridal linen and jewels represents a total indignity for a god defined by his warrior status. He immediately protests, fearing eternal mockery. Loki cuts through the wounded pride with logic. If the giants keep the hammer, the realm burns, and there will be no Asgard left to mock him. The Norse deities operate on strict pragmatism. When faced with total annihilation, they willingly abandon their traditional roles to ensure their survival. The plan moves forward. Thor arrives at the giant stronghold draped in bridal linen and jewels, escorted by Loki, who has disguised himself as a lowly handmaid. The disguise is put to the test immediately at the weigh-in feast. Thor consumes an entire roasted ox, 8 whole salmon, and massive casks of mead, drawing suspicious stares from the giant king. Loki jumps in to save the operation. He explains that the bride was so lovesick she refused to eat for 8 days. Thrym leans in and lifts the veil for a kiss, only to jump backward in terror. Staring back are Thor's fiery, furious eyes. Once again, Loki spins a lie to cover the blunder. He tells the king the bride has not slept for 8 nights, exhausted by her longing. The survival of the universe rests on this moment. It relies entirely on the quick-thinking psychological manipulation of the trickster. The deception holds just long enough for Thrym to make a fatal mistake. To seal the marriage, he orders Mjölnir brought out from hiding to formally hallow the bride in the name of the goddess Var. The moment Thor wraps his fingers around the familiar handle, raw electrical energy surges outward. His strength returns. He rips away the bridal veil, stands up, and strikes Thrym down. Before the giants react, Thor decimates the wedding court, reclaiming his power and securing the realm. This comedic climax reflects a genuine historical practice. In the Viking Age, bringing a hammer out to hallow a bride was a common ritual used to bless a marriage. We see proof of this in artifacts like this silver pendant. It is intricate and ornate, crafted as a personal possession. Countless everyday Norse women were buried wearing these pendants to serve as a lifelong source of protection and blessing. This myth grounds the hammer's power in the social order. It provides a divine precedent for why a weapon used to shatter giants was also essential for the stability of a Norse home. The Norse gods are a collection of high-stakes contradictions. They are defined as much by their flaws and failures as they are by their divinity. This heist shows them as a chaotic and deeply practical family. They bickered with each other, they lied to their enemies, and they swallowed their pride to navigate a dangerous universe. Asgard's ultimate symbol of power is the thunder god's strength, yet its salvation required its greatest protector to endure an absurd, humiliating masquerade to get it back.